Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're doing a little mukbang. This is all Karenni food. We got some sausage here, some pork belly, some meatballs, some soup here, some chicken, some spices. You know what I mean? Tap in with us. Here I'm with Julia today.
Hi
and
guys.
Yeah, we're about to do this little mukbang. Talk about life. Talk about school, how we got to where we're at now, just in terms of like the colleges we're at, what we're trying to do, major. Yeah, just a little glimpse into us. You know, rice decent. You know, certain people, their rice be hard as hell. I like my rice soft.
This is soft. Try this chicken. Chicken's really good.
Sounds sarcastic as hell. But I think it's good. Her cooking is always good. Oh yeah, tell them a little bit about yourself. Where you at? What college you go to?
So my name's Julia, like he said. I currently attend Marquette University. I'm majoring in psychology at first. When I went into university, I wanted to major in biochemistry and be an anesthesiologist. But as the semesters went on and gaining more experience through like work, I realized that I wanted to do more of like the mental health side. So I switched my major to psychology, but I'm still on the pre-medicine track. So I'm hoping to go to med school to become a pediatric psychiatrist.
Well, so what prompted the change into psychiatry? If you may not know, we're both Karenni, coming from Southeast Asia. So mental health and things of that nature, psychiatry isn't really talked about or a big focus. So I wanted to understand what the aspect of you wanting to change into that field is.
Yeah, so like you said, mental health is not talked about. And I know people are like, oh yeah, mental health is not talked about anywhere. But I feel like in our Karenni community, especially that aspect of health, it is not common to be talked about. And when the topic is brought up, it's awkward, or some people just think that like if you seek mental health, then you are crazy. And I feel like there's so many like fields in psychology that I could have chosen, but I chose psychiatry because it'll be a doctor first of all, and then so that I can like prescribe medication to my patients as well as advocating for them. And I think in our community, it's especially important to be that advocator. They know that seeking mental health doesn't make them crazy, and that it's so much more than just
a mental illness, right?
Yes.
And I think it really stems from toxic masculinity as well. I think that's a big culture with just in terms of just Asian culture. I guess most cultures, in a sense, where like feminism and that type of aspect of thinking that feelings are just feminine plays a really big part in why I think we just don't really talk much about it.
Because in our Karenni community, like men suppress their feelings so much because I feel like they think that if they were to talk about their feelings, they would seem like weak. And people outside, maybe people even inside their families would talk about them. Yeah. But especially like having that image to the outside community or to the people outside of their families, holding that image of being like strong, being masculine, like you said.
Ever since I was young though, I think there's that aspect of me, hopefully in the future we continue to help and do things that like really help with mental health. And I think mental health is like even mainstream now where everybody is talking about it. And
I think we are slowly but surely getting there, talking about mental health, and not putting so much stigma on mental health and mental illnesses. Just because you have like a mental, I don't want to call it a mental illness, but more of a mental health challenge, doesn't automatically make you crazy. Like right now, I'm gonna share, like I am working as a registered behavioral tech that works with like autistic children. And so every day, like going into the clinic, going into like daycare in their homes and providing therapy with them, it just amazes me how much progress they make like every single day just from like the therapy we provide them with. And they have so many like there's treatment techs, there's treatment therapists, there's the RBTs, registered behavioral techs, and then we all work with them. And I think us looking at them and not stigmatizing them and not just saying, oh, they're less of a child than other children who don't have like autism. Just like looking at them not like that helps us to see that the therapy we provide them with is helping them.
With your current part-time work at the Autism Treatment Center, would you say that really broadens your perspective into how you live life and how your current schooling is, in terms of like you facing academic hardship or anything that you come from, in terms of just as being an immigrant? Or
Yeah, it definitely opened my eyes to see that we all have a little challenges in our life, and to not take, oh my god, wait, spicy.
yeah, it's that Thai chili, you know.
It definitely opened my eyes to see that we all have like challenges in our lives, and just because we have like one little setback, one little obstacle that we have to hop over, it doesn't mean like our world is ending. Because being a child of immigrant parents, it is definitely so much more difficult.
I guess it is just more difficult to do certain things, right? Because we didn't have parents who have that educational background.
Yeah.
Right now, I go to Stanford, and a lot of kids have parents who are already professors or doctors, engineers. But my parents came
who
from,
are like, how do you say, where
they're Nepo babies, right? So then they have funding and all that money to be able to get tutors and all that, especially. So I'm putting in the work, right? But they have already been at level 50, level 80.
Right.
So how am I supposed to reach the finish line when they have already completed?
Even if you
50.
try so hard.
Yeah.
To, yeah.
But
if you put so much effort in, so like knowing that there are Nepo babies there and students whose parents are already at like higher levels, even if you put in like so much effort, you still have like that thought in the back of your mind, like, oh, I'm never gonna be like them, because they already have people who are like leaders to them that they can like look up to. And I mean, we have our parents to look up to. We have like family members who we can look up to, but it's still like different.
I wouldn't say good enough but sometimes I just feel that struggle of thinking, oh, what if this is just luck that I'm here, right? But then I realized that I've worked hard to be at the position I am in now, the place I'm at, potential career. And I would say there is some factor of, throughout my life, I've been able to meet the right person at the right time, the right opportunities at the right time, because I've created this opportunity for myself, right? And of course, I have older siblings and parents for certain things, right? But there's, to a certain extent, how much they can actually like offer me help. And I think a lot of Karenni people or Karenni youth face that same issue.
I know that some of these Karenni youths, they do want to attend college, they do want to attend university, but then they look at their parents and they're like, oh, our parents are not going to be able to afford the tuition, and so we have to go to work first to be able to get that money for ourselves, to save up, and then maybe attend university again. Because like I've heard a couple stories where they're like, oh, we do want to attend university, but we look at our parents and they don't make much, and maybe we're not going to be able to find scholarships or like other support to pay for like tuition or other expenses. So then they take gap years to work, maybe save up money, and then attend university again. Like if you look at it that way, it is a like good aspect. But there are also other youths who like go from high school and then automatically just like go to work and they don't even think about university.
Yeah.
We all have like a different story that we do have to look at for each other, and then not automatically just judge and be like, oh, they already went to high school, they can't even like go to university.
I think there is misconceptions within the community though. Like, even my parents don't make much, right? But I've been able to get scholarships to attend college. And there's also community college that they can attend. And
or
not
to
necessarily
trade school, maybe.
Yeah, not necessarily everybody is fit for college. So there's always trade school as well. You can always, within the company, you can always move up if you're willing to learn. That's the biggest issue I have with people who just think, oh, I'm not gonna go to college, so I can't do much, right? But then there's also trade school and the ability to just keep learning. I think if you're willing
it's
to
all
learn,
about the mindset.
yeah. And I would say that just because of how a lot of our Karenni, like elderly as well, I think they're not putting in the work to be able to get, like, I would say citizenship.
We were young, but we helped my grandma put in so much work to pass her citizenship. Like every day I remember her just like looking at her citizenship book. she would do, I think, was there like a website?
Yeah, there was.
read?
It was a Quizlet type of feature,
Yeah.
and then listening to YouTube to get some information. That's the amount of work that you can see. And I think a lot of you that might be viewing this might think, oh, it's just a citizenship test, or like my parents can done that. But then you have to realize that she comes from no educational background, toiling the fields of like Thailand, the refugee camps, and that's why I'm very amazed and feel a certain duty. I need to be able to be successful, and that's why one of the main reasons of why I'm at Stanford University, one of the top 3, and within the 10 years that we've been here in America, I was able to do that, and I think she was one of the main reasons why I felt so motivated to really accomplish that goal, and why I want to do so much more in my life, and certain things that I need to work out, and then certain goals that I need to complete as well. And that's why I also like using the term goals instead of dreams, right? Because goals make it seem attainable. I have certain steps that I can use to make it achievable. But if I say dreams, it just feels so far and so distant, and makes it seem like something I can't achieve, which is why
we don't have steps to get there. What are you majoring in?
So I'm planning to major in economics. My potential career, I would say some type of banking, but maybe commercial lending or wealth management, financial analyst, that type of roles. But I'm not entirely sure. But I'll see where the road takes me, you know. But yeah, I guess enough about that, you know. Let's talk a little bit about how we came to be where we're at, and how was high school for you. And
so I went to Milwaukee Lutheran. I was there all 4 years. I graduated class of 2022. Being at high school there was, I don't want to make it seem like a bad high school.
Was the high school very academically focused, or would you say could be improvements within the high school in terms of just the support you guys got as students?
Yeah, I think the school wasn't necessarily academically focused, and the teachers and like academic advisors could have definitely did better. I know I had a situation where I had to turn in one of my transcripts into like universities, and my advisor at the time, and I emailed her, mind you, I emailed her 3 times, and she said that at the end she didn't see my email, so we couldn't get my transcript in for one of the universities that I wanted to attend. So that delayed my process. And then I think like the teachers could definitely put in more effort to provide their students with like better curriculum. I did really great in high school. Like I had all A's throughout high school. You know, I never really had to try to get those A's, but and so like I feel like this stuff was easy. So like some of the students that go there now, or like some of my classmates, even when they were like, oh, we're not able to do the assignments, we don't know what's going on in class, and you're just like, you're just being lazy.
I see.
Look at me, TT. I feel like wherever you are, if you put in effort, I just said I didn't try, but if you put in like effort, if you know that you need to put in effort, and if you put it in, you are going to get those A's. You are going to get, maybe not A's, maybe B's, but never anything below a B, because you shouldn't have anything below a B if you try. And the curriculum is easy.
And also, I think it's just about how some people or certain people just don't value education like that.
Yeah.
And I think speaking from just a family perspective, within my family, the education was always important. And that's why I think for us, it wasn't just about high school being easy. It was just about, we put the time and care into a certain thing where we thought it was necessary for just potential success, right? And
doing extracurricular too, maybe, because going to university is not all just about the grades as well. When you're applying, it's also about like doing extracurricular activities. So putting in that extra effort to do those extracurricular activities was also like a key point. Did you do any extracurricular activities in high school? Oh, where did you go to high school?
I went to Crystal Ray. Shout out Crystal Ray. You know? I think they were pretty good as well. Like Crystal Ray helped me, I think, just be more for myself and think about myself and the impact I can create by being helpful, right? The value of help. Because in an interview I gave a few years back, I did say that helping each other is one of the biggest aspects of what can make us a better society and better persons as well. And I say that just because of how much help I've received, just because I've asked for it, right? And then that's an issue with a lot of like the Karenni community and Karenni youth that I think they could be potentially facing because they're not asking for help.
Yeah.
For in terms of their academic career, which could have just swayed them to not be at where they think they could be at. And I think, and like you said, maybe certain schools are not providing that help, like even though you reached out. So that can also be a big factor as well. But yeah, within high school, I did some track and field, shot put, did robotics and computer science club, and did a lot of just volunteering as well. I think volunteering was a big aspect of who I was and am still. And with that, I was able to get the John Paul Youth Award from the Archdiocese. And so I think that really propelled my progression or my well-roundedness as a student. And plus, I was valedictorian as well. So I think that was able to help me be at Stanford or like get into Stanford. Because I looked at my student profile for Stanford, my acceptance. They talked a lot about how my ability or my willingness to serve was palpable. And I think that was one of the big things as well. Because everybody there at Stanford, they got in because they know 100% their GPA, their grades are good. Like, you don't have to discuss with them, but that doesn't necessarily mean everyone at Stanford is smart, right? Their grades are good, and then it's just a lot about what are you doing on top of having good grades, right?
And it's also not about having like honors classes.
Well, I would say.
Well, maybe not to an Ivy, but like to other universities, it's not all about having like being in those honors courses. Because you could be in as many honors courses as you could be in, and then you don't do any extracurricular. They're just gonna look at that and then, because they also want to see your character, and they can't see your full character if you are, just through like academics. So if you're able to say like anything you did outside of school, I feel like that would give you like a higher chance. That'll give you a higher chance at maybe getting like acceptance. So 2024 is about to come to an end, you guys. It's already December. I feel like this year has gone by so fast. Like first semester of junior year, that flew by. It's already December. We already took finals. We're already on Christmas break. So with that, what do you see yourself doing in 2025? What are some of your goals for 2025?
My goals?
Yeah.
Make a bag. Good. I don't know. Find peace, get some better time management. Just really grow myself and develop who I am as a person. That's some crazy cliche stuff, but I think that's true though. It's just I need to focus a little bit more on myself, you know, and then
that mental health.
Yeah, and maybe take a little bit of time to think for myself. Maybe do some traveling too. I actually wanna get like 2 trips done this year.
Where do you wanna go?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Mexico.
Mexico.
Because Mexico is probably like looking very likely for next year. But
is there someone you're gonna take with you?
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
My girl, what do you mean?
Oh.
Or I guess she would be taking me, you know.
Hey, that's perfect.
Yeah, and then
you have to get your Spanish in, huh? You gotta work on that Spanish.
Sí. Yo puedo hablar español porque yo aprendí en mi clase de español.
You learned in your Spanish class.
Sí, sí.
Okay. Sí. Yo entiendo un poquito. Yeah, you gotta work on that Spanish. I did go to the DR this summer. That was a cool experience. Yeah, I went to the DR this summer for an internship, a medical internship, and that experience was super fun. I had to work on my Spanish, but it was still, I think like getting there, like being there the first day, it was okay. But yeah, the DR, it was fun. The first day, like when we first landed there, it was so warm, so hot. I was sweating because like coming from here, and because like I know the airplane is gonna be cold, so I wore like sweatpants, a hoodie, and when I got there, when I landed, it was so hot. I couldn't wait to go to the hotel. But I was gonna say something different. I couldn't wait to go to the hotel and just lay under the AC and get some rest because my flight was early. But my medical internship, it was really eye-opening at the same time. But also, it was similar to what my community is going through here. But because we served the underrepresented community in the DR, we provided them with healthcare. We had like some Spanish-speaking interns. We had the doctors were obviously Spanish speaking, so they translated for some of us who couldn't speak as much Spanish, and then the Spanish speaking interns, they were there to also help. So we kind of like helped to bridge the gap between healthcare for them. Like the community all came to a like one place that we were set in, and it changed like every single day. Every single day we would provide them with medications. So they came in, they told us about what their symptoms are, and then the doctors would diagnose them, provide them with medications, send them home, and then provide them with education on health problems that they may be experiencing or that they may be likely to catch in those areas that they live in. So seeing their faces light up when their symptoms and their health issues were explained to them, and then them being provided with medication to help them ease those problems, it was so, I don't know, heartwarming to see like their faces light up, because like they're like, oh, we finally have people that are here to help us. We are able to talk to doctors who speak our language. And then like knowing that they have people who want to help them. So just seeing their faces light up was so heartwarming.
Yeah, and I get it. I think that's what makes the aspect about helping people very like fulfilling, right? Because the ability to just see your work being progressive, being able to really provide something for another person. I think it's what really makes those type of fields very like fulfilling, very like appealing, because of the ability that if you do have something that you can offer, I think you should offer it and be able to help those who are less fortunate. Yeah, and I guess speaking on that, I think that kind of wraps up a lot about what we've done, who we are as peoples, or what we have done through our life just to be at where we're at, and how we've come to be here, and what we plan to do next, because I think helping people and being able to set the next, like be a trailblazer, right, is the next big thing. So that's what we're going to continue to do, be that.
Marquette's motto is be the difference, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, like I think, make a big difference and try to be a part of that, instead of just being another cog in the machine, be another, like just creating different opportunities for other people is what I aspire to do. Yeah. And then on top of that, then thank you for watching. Make sure to
like and subscribe, you know.